Hey friends, welcome back. Lexington Christian Academy is remembering Coach Pete, who passed away earlier this month. A servant leader, Pete had a deep love for teaching and coaching. And during his time at LCA, he became an icon on campus, coaching boys and girls soccer while supporting and advancing the sports careers and accomplishments of hundreds of youth athletes. So here to share more about Coach Pete's legacy, two of his closest friends from LCA, Jenna Gadeas and Coleman Marshall. We want to welcome you both to the show. And first of all, terribly sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
This man sounds bigger than life. So, Jenna, let's start with you. We're talking colleague here and dear friend, aren't we?
Yes. More dear friend, actually. We've spent the last 6 years together co-teaching PE at LCA Junior High. I had the girls, he had the boys, and we would blend a lot. But we were together every day, all day. And then we would text in the evenings, and I would send him pictures of my kids when they had prom and when we had activities, and we were great, great friends.
And we're talking about a man of faith.
Yes.
We're talking about a very humble individual.
Yes.
And a person who made profound impact on students' lives and those around him. Tell me a little bit about what made Coach Pete so special.
Well, he taught all 4 of my kids, so I know as a mom as well the impact. He was so funny and so engaging, and he would remember everything. If you told him a funny story and you saw him 2 years ago, he'd remember that.
Wow.
And he'd bring it up. He had a great memory, and he lived for the kids. I mean, he lived to help them and to help them find their gifts and to develop their skills and to teach them about Jesus.
My goodness, we can't afford to lose men and women like this. Coleman, you were a student of his.
Yeah.
What from that lens, what did this look like?
Yeah. So it was interesting, you know, he was my PE teacher back in elementary school, and then he also coached my brother in soccer, and then I came back to teach and was a colleague of his, and then now I've stepped into the principal's role, and so I've kind of come full circle with him. And you know, as Jenna said, he is just such a great person and such a humble person as well. And it was great to go from a student and see him from that perspective to working with him as a colleague.
What a gift.
And he's the same person. I mean, the person he was as a teacher and the person he was as a colleague, he never changed. I've talked to several alumni about him, and that they've said Pete's never changed. He's always been the great man that he was.
What a treasure. Well, let's talk about legacy then, because the man has moved on, but the legacy remains, and the lives that he's touched over these many decades. What do you see in terms of legacy for Coach Pete here?
I mean, there's just so many students, former students, current students, who just love him so much and see the impact that he not only had on the current students, but on the students that he has had in the past as well. And so they're coming out, and you know, we get to celebrate him next week, and we're expecting that it's going to be a packed house, because there's a lot of people that are going to be there to celebrate just the humble and servant leadership that he displayed on a daily basis. I mean, he just made everyone feel loved and made everyone feel like they were important.
Textbook servant leadership here for sure. You mentioned humble. Jenna, you uncovered a few nuggets after his passing that he just didn't wear on his sleeve, but are of profound importance and interest here.
So a few years ago, we came across his Wikipedia page, and he had worked at LCA for almost 20 years when I got there, and I saw that he was an Olympian.
Wow.
And not until his family put together the obituary did I see that he was a 2-time Olympian and the captain of both teams.
Incredible.
With many other accolades. But I wanted to mention as well the legacy. He coached soccer in the community for CSC and a few other organizations, and he coached for LCA. But the soccer community has really been impacted, because many of those kids did not go to LCA. They were just in the community in the surrounding counties, and he has changed their lives. And,
Wow.
and I've heard from a lot of them as well.
That's incredible. And even a worldwide influence here with Kenya breaking the news before us to just show, you know, on either side of the world.
He got the whole front paper, the entire piece.
That's incredible.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about a celebration of life. You mentioned this earlier. You mentioned that it's going to be a packed house, but we want to invite people to take part in this and to celebrate what this man did for our entire community. So tell me a little bit about the celebration.
It's next Thursday, October 26th at Southland.
Okay.
It's in Theater 81, and it is it's the Southland at Harrodsburg Road. It's at 11 a.m.
Okay.
Anyone is welcome, and we are going to just talk about fun times. He wanted us to be laughing and talking about all the good things. So we're going to tell some funny stories, and we're going to really have some fellowship.
Wow.
And talking and thinking about him.
Well, good it's being held at Southland because you're going to need the space.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
This man did change so many lives, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
But what a gift he was to our entire community.
Yes.
How fortunate we were to have him here in Central Kentucky.
I feel so lucky that I worked with him for those years. I feel so lucky and blessed.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both
Thank
for
you.
your sentiments
Appreciate
on
you.
Coach Pete. Appreciate
Thank you.
that.
Appreciate it.
And we're taking a break, folks. We're back right after this. Stick around.